Interesting article out there right now. The share of American young adults living with their parents is the highest in 75 years. Parents in the U.S. cannot get rid of their kids. The share of young adults in their late 20s living with their parents is the highest in 75 years. According to a recent study, Pew Research, 33%, 1 in 3, 25 to 29-year-olds live with their parents or grandparents. 3 times as many as in 1970. So here, let me help you with this, Mom and Dad. An eagle that doesn't leave the nest is what's known as a turkey. You are not blessing your children by supporting them when they're over 25 years old. Now, could Mom and Dad be a safety net? Yes. But a hammock is ridiculous. There's a difference between a hammock and a safety net. And these statistics indicate hammock. So I will tell you, as the proud father of 3 productive young adults, married to 3 productive young adults, all older than 25, that it does them great good emotionally and spiritually when they leave home. When they have to buy their own food and cook it or go to a restaurant and get some, it's good for them. When they have to pay their own electric bill, it is good for them. When they have to pay their own freaking rent, it is good for them. Now, I'm not talking about someone being homeless or having a health problem or coming out of an abusive divorce and they need to come home and heal for a little while. That's a safety net, and all of that is fine. I would never tell you to not love your children and care for them. I care for my children. If one of my children has a serious problem, I've got a big old house. They can come there for a while. But I do not want to be their serious problem. I want to be the solution to their serious problem, which is a safety net, not a hammock. You are being enablers. And the problem is you have 1/3 of the people in their 20s that are emotionally stunted, is what we're saying. They have not developed into full-grown emotional adults. And let me just tell you, if you're offended by that because you're 26 and you live in your mommy's basement, good, I'm talking to you. My goal here is to piss you off. Be a man. Be a woman. Grow a backbone. Walk out there and be somebody. It's good for you. You will have dignity that you do not have in mommy's basement. Fold your own freaking underwear or don't, but it's your underwear. Your mommy shouldn't be washing it when you're freaking 27 years old. It's absurd, you guys. Now, again, I will distinguish one more time before I start getting all this idiot hate mail from some of you people. You don't like millennials. I love millennials. I've got a whole bunch of 24 to 29-year-olds working here that are absolutely excellent young people. Absolute incredible. Some of the best workforce I've ever seen in my life are the millennials. The good ones. The bad ones, you can't pry the participation trophy out of their little fingers. And they're sitting around waiting on someone to affirm them. Well, you don't get affirmed when you don't do nothing. There's a reason we respect the winner and give them a trophy, is because they did something the loser didn't do. I've won some, I've lost some. You've won some, you've lost some. Get up off your butt and get out of mommy's basement. Come on, dads. Where are you? Now, I'm not suggesting you need to be mean to your children, unkind to your children, nasty with your children or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, you're a straight-up codependent enabler when you have a 27-year-old living in your basement because he won't go get a job in an economy that's white hot, and there's a labor shortage in most areas right now. You can get construction work if you can walk out the back door in almost any city in America right now. Oh, it's hard work. Yeah, I noticed that. I've done it. And you know what hard back-breaking work will do? It'll make you read a book so you don't have to do hard-working, back-breaking work the rest of your life. You know? And maybe you can even learn to say it. Which apparently I can't. This is absurd, you guys. 33%. That means if you line up all the 25 to 29-year-olds in a row, 1/3 of them are at home. Some percentage of that is, well, they have just a crippling student loan debt. Wah. They call in here every day having overcome their crippling student loan debt. They stand here in our lobby and do debt-free screams having overcome it. But they didn't overcome it because they were in mommy's basement. They overcame it because they took 6 jobs and worked their tail end off and quit sitting around whining about how entitled they are for the culture to take care of them. And the reason they think they're that, the reason they're entitled like that, is because they sit in your basement. You are not doing your kids a favor. Now, our kids came out of college. One was married by the time she got out of college, which I never thought would happen, but worked out perfect. One never moved into our house, moved straight into a rental. And one moved into our house for about 3 months until they got the roommates lined up and the other stuff. So after college, I have a total between 3 kids of 3 months of them being with us. Again, if something had happened and there was a health problem or a dramatic economic problem, laziness is not a dramatic economic problem, by the way, a dramatic economic problem, if there's something along those lines, then we would have said, okay, you can stay here until you get your feet under you. But we're not going to sit here and enable you to not, I can't find a job. Well, you haven't left the front of the Nintendo. Of course you can't find a job. You're sitting there looking at this stupid TV. You're watching all those HBO channels I pay for. This has got to stop, you guys. This boomerang generation, they call it. They leave and then they come back. You throw them out and they come back. That's what a boomerang does. And it is damaging the economics of our culture. It is damaging their spiritual walk. They have no dignity. You are not doing them a favor. Well, they're not bothering anything. Yet you're not doing them a favor. They're soft. And again, you don't have to be some kind of tough guy or mean or nasty. I was never unkind to our children as they were leaving. They didn't leave because they had a toxic situation at home. They left because they wanted to have the dignity of being an adult. You cannot do that in mommy's basement. You can't. Now, I talk to people on the air here. They're 32 years old and went through an abusive marriage, and they've come back home, and they've got a little baby, and they're trying to get their feet back under them, a single mom. Hey, do that. Take care of them. Love them well for a period of time. But if they come back home and they're 32, in an abusive marriage and have a little baby, by the time they're 37, they should be gone. Again. Even in that situation, it's a safety net. It's not a hammock. Any turkey that doesn't leave the nest, any eagle that doesn't leave the nest is eventually known as a turkey. Look it up. This is why you teach children how to handle money, so they have some. That's why we wrote the book Smart Money, Smart Kids, how to teach your kids how to handle money so they leave. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.